To transit the Panama Canal by boat, your boat has to be measured and then you can book a date. But you only have 3 months to book a date after you have been measured. So our plan was to arrive in Shelter Bay, get measured and book a date straight after that. If you watched the last episode, you know how difficult it was for us to sail from Bocas to Shelter Bay. In this episode, while Woody is preparing the boat for the Panama Canal and beyond, me and the kids meet up with Carlos to get some local history.
As deep as the sea, no matter how rough things may come to be, you and me, we're family.
Okay, so I can't believe that all came together, that timing. I kind of provisionally booked a measurement date for Monday, and we couldn't leave Bocas because of all the rain and the bad conditions. I mean, it was a bit hit and miss. We were going to make it today, but I did have an agreement with Eric, the agent, that I was going to confirm. Not long after, we had only just had breakfast, and the guy comes to measure the boat already, so we're all measured. So now we let our agent know that we've been measured, and then he will give us a transit date. It's a 5 to 7 day wait, so I don't want it to be quicker than 7 days. So we've got a whole week now of getting ready, and there's lots of things that need to happen before we can transit.
I'm doing various things that you can only do in the marina, like, you know, like pressurized water, like running the engines through, the outboard engine, running fresh water through the water maker. So I'm just running some fresh water through the water maker. We put some pickling solution in about a year ago. Yesterday I ran some fresh water, so I'm going to try and run some fresh water through it every day until we can get it started, just to keep it nice and fresh. Ready?
Yeah!
Now! Great, thanks! Giving things a clean down, repairing the sail. We had to drop the sail this morning while there was no wind. It was picking up now, so I'm kind of on a bit of a very tight deadline to get that patched up and then get it hoisted again. So yeah, it doesn't matter how long you spend in a marina, you always seem to be rushing around the last day trying to get things sorted out. So actually now we've got the sail down, there's a few other things I've spotted. There's the UV strip on the sail is ripping a little bit, and I think it's where it's tacking past the steaming light up there. So I think we put a kind of a reinforcement patch on that.
Sail is now repaired, and now we need to go up and take the safety line up, which came down. So we need to reattach that because we've got this extra line up there that we keep as the safety line, as a spare halyard really when we got the mast. So Woody's going to go up there, he's going to put that on, and then also do a quick rig check because it hasn't been done for a while, and then it'll be time to hoist the sail up again. So yeah, we're getting there, managing to get most of the jobs done.
I am the safety line person, and basically my job is to hold the safety line, so if the main line snaps, I'll hold it down.
The other thing is I've noticed the ballooner halyard on the mizzen is wearing away. The actual polyester sheath on the outside has come away from the core, so that'll need replacing as well. So as I complete one job, I had another two at the list on the final day. So we noticed some UV damage on the tender, especially after being in Red Frog, and it kind of was hanging on the back of the davits for a few weeks in the direct sunlight, and we saw the hypalon was starting to degrade a bit, so we had some chaps made, and it was like a 2-day turnaround for $500, which was phenomenal, particularly for this part of the world. So now we've got chaps made for the dinghy, which will see us through the South Pacific and hopefully protect it for the rest of its life. Amazingly, we're getting to the bottom of the jobs list. I've serviced the 15 horsepower engine, so I've just emptied the fuel, ran some fogging spray through it, cleaned the spark plugs, ran some fresh water through it and stowed it away. Been up the mast this morning, put the safety line back in place, which fell down when the kids were using it as a play rope. Did a quick rig inspection, took the Genoa down as well and patched that. Found a few more little sort of rips that needed patching up.
Okay, so this is another provisioning episode, which I've done so many times now, that I kind of know what I need to stock up on really, and then you make the meals up after. But it's chaos really. So I did it on my own this morning, which is quite difficult anyway, with your trolley gets bigger and bigger and you have to kind of be an ace at sort of stowing it all the way into bags. And then I come back, and obviously when provisioning we always get ready to go somewhere, and when we get ready to go somewhere we're always fixing something and everything's always out and about, so the whole boat is obviously in complete chaos. And so trying to put everything away and think about it, you have to think beyond all the chaos as well. So the things that I kind of get is, I'm sure I've been over this loads of times, but things that, you know, like at the moment I've got loads of these tomato things and they're always useful. I've got different systems I keep creating, because as the more and more time I spend, the more and more I realise what we need. But then also every country we go to, there's different availability of stuff, so you can't always stock up certain amount of things. But at the moment you can get a lot of coconut milk and tomato, and they're the things that you put into most different dishes really. There's no waste of space. The noodles, these aren't things we not normally eat, but they're always things we eat on passage. They're quite good for people that don't feel like food, and they're really quite plain. You just put the noodle, you know what these are anyway, but yeah, they're really good. I mean, most of us will have it if we're feeling a bit seasick, we'll have like this noodle kind of soup thing, and that'll keep us going. So I always get a lot of these passages.
Around here in the marina, there's actually some bunkers, and they were built here by the US military, and today we're going to go for a walk and try to find some.
We're going to be having a lesson with Carlos, who's an expert educator here.
So these big palm trees here are called royal palms, and when the US Navy were here they planted them along the roads as a decorative thing. But now they've left, these royal palms are left here, and they are a really bad invasive species to the area because they put a lot of shade on the floor so nothing else can grow.
One way and then the other way you can't.
Elephant grass, because the US decided to bring the elephant grass to stop the erosion in the Panama Canal. It works in a way. The thing is, these are the seeds, okay? And the seeds are dispersed by wind. So that means with a windy time, the seed can be carried for kilometers away.
Yeah.
Now it's an invasive species. Everybody has it in Panama now.
Wow. So this is the military base, the first one. They were built here around the Panama Canal to defend against it. Then it was used for jungle training, and now it's just been abandoned. So it still stands, and it's a really cool sight to see. It's definitely been taken over by the jungle. There's all sorts of wildlife. The name of it, Battery Mower. Look, you see it's been graffitied and stuff. It's very dark inside. Echoes a lot as well. Yeah. It's quite an abandoned place.
So we're going inside the battery. I don't know if you can see me here. We're going inside and there's bats. The other thing you're saying is that this whole base was actually here to protect the canal when it was first built. So there was a base here, the Sherman base, that was here to protect the Atlantic side. And on the other side, the base would be protecting the Pacific side of the canal. So when there was no threats anymore from that, in the 1950s it was turned into a jungle training base. And the Americans used to come here, even NASA astronauts used to come here to train for jungle training, and then they would be trained by the locals here. So when the Vietnam War started, the soldiers were all ready for it already, because they'd already been training here even before that. Okay, so this is the escape route from the bunker. It's very narrow. So yeah, you can see how this has all been built kind of within the jungle. It's really kind of protected really from the jungle. You wouldn't even know it's here. And then that channel we walked through is actually along there.
So this military base was originally to defend against the sea, if there was any sea attacks. Yeah, you probably used to be able to see the sea from here to defend against it, but now it's all just jungle.
So yeah, Carlos was saying that there used to be a zoo here.
When I came here, it was already here, but you only have a couple of animals.
Yeah.
They had a couple of raccoons.
So there is a baby howler monkey. You can see it right there.
We're looking at these ants and we can see that they're carrying the leaves to the queen's nest, and then the ones are coming back without any leaves.
it's very young. It has a lot of chemicals to defend itself, at least until it gets to adult. It was a Catholic church, but not like this.
So this is the Ocean Breeze Panama complex. This is where I guess all the military families or people on duty would come and have leisure time. So this is where the theatre was. They had a billiard room. So this is the fitness room up here.
It's called a lottery plant.
Lottery plant, yeah. So this plant is called the lottery plant or millionaire plant because apparently some ladies can see numbers in it and if they choose the right number they could win the lottery. Oh yeah.
31.
It's called the big belly tree because in this area it is like this and they keep the so straight up. So here, that area is a little bit wider like
Can you see up there?
So yeah, we're just walking on the beach now and Carlos is talking about all the seeds that get washed up. So we're just seeing how many different types of seeds that we can find.
Can you take this nice bale of driftwood? Mom, can you take this nice bale of driftwood?
One that I found is quite unusual and it's supposed to be bring you good luck, so we need that. We also did some classroom sessions and Carlos told us the history of the Panama Canal, and then we got our certificates before we had to say goodbye and carry on with our journey. This is where the boys have been hanging out in the mangroves with their other boat friends. So I just went to the mangroves to get the boys and said that they need to come and have a shower because it'll be the last shower they have until they get to New Zealand. And Darry's like in there, it's like 10 minutes later and he's still showering. But I don't mean it's the only shower they get, it's just the last kind of like decent shower.
It's the last shower we're going to have in a while, so I just put shampoo in my hair twice. Yeah, I'm actually having a proper shower.
But we've got the date tomorrow to go through. Not sure exactly what time yet, we've got to be on standby. So everything's going to be finished today. So this is our last full day in the marina and we're desperately trying to get things finished off. We've got line handlers who are patrons of ours turning up today, this afternoon. And Irenka is desperately trying to sort of pre-cook a lot of dishes for today and obviously the next few days as we go through the canal. I've got a massive lot of cooking to do because we've got we're going through the canal tomorrow, so we've got 4 line handlers turning up today and then there's us 5 and then we're going to have the pilot on board, so there'll be 10 of us. And tomorrow morning we'll need breakfast, lunch and dinner tomorrow, and then the next day breakfast and lunch, and I don't think I need to do dinner after that. So if you want me to shorten all that, basically line handlers are turning up, I've got a lot of cooking to do, that's it.
I'm making chili, wheat, beans, tomato paste, tomatoes, carrots, courgette, and the oven's turned off again.
Oh.
Yeah, but I bet it's gonna be the best in the whole entire world.
We're really excited because our patrons have just arrived and they're coming to help us do the line handling.
And then our guests have turned up, our patron guests who are going to help us get through the canal by being our line handlers, which is really exciting to meet. And they've basically bought lots of stuff from the UK and Canada. So our patrons, our new crew, have brought us lots of goodies from UK and Canada and places like that. Unfortunately, most of it's just engine parts, but they brought a few treats as well, which is really nice. So engine parts. So engine filters. Of course, so we got a Volvo TMD 22 engine, but it's actually a Perkins engine, so it's cheaper buying the parts from parts for engines in the UK, because they do Perkins parts rather than buying the Volvo branded parts. The cherry on the pie was a big bag of Yorkshire tea bags and a Fray Bentos pie, which I haven't had in ages, so I'm looking forward to tucking into that. Taylors of Harrogate coffee as well. I didn't actually even know they did coffee, but so we're going to give them a try. And it's our final night in Shelter Bay Marina, and Sunday night is potluck night. Patrons have joined us, so we got Thomas, Paul, Andrew and Gillian, and they're sharing in the potluck with us tonight. And then we're going to have an early night hopefully, and then we start early in the morning to work our way to the Panama Canal.
We would like to say a massive thank you to our patrons for supporting these videos and this epic journey.
Things may come to be, you and me, we're family. Sing ho, hey, along for the ride. Ho, hey, I'll stay by your side.
Don't forget to subscribe and check out our channel dedicated to fixing your boat called Mothership Maintenance.
By me, yes, you're all right.